It is time for us to write our second application. So let's go ahead and read our acceptance criteria. As a user, I would like to be able to continuously provide a list of words to be unscrambled, either manually or as a file containing them. The process of unscrambling the words will be based on an external file, which is a list of words per line. The user should have access to this file and could modify, add, or remove words as necessary. The process of comparing the words together should not care for any language-specific rules and should be case insensitive. You can get creative with the information being displayed to the user as long as it directly conveys the meaning of what the user needs to do based on the acceptance criteria. So, this is a bit lengthy, but as you can see, there's great amount of detail here, which means that there's actually few to none questions that we might have to ask. So this is a very clear acceptance criteria. But we can summarize this and simplify it before we even take a look at an example. So what is the problem here? The problem is that we're going to get a list of scrambled words somehow, and then we're going to have to unscramble them. And the way we unscramble them is by looking at a word list that we are provided. And it has to be flexible so that we can add more words to it and remove it if necessary or modify any existing words. That's really what the problem is. Now let's take a look at an example. So here is an example. First, you choose an input. It's either going to be a file or a manual input. A file is going to be a file name that contains all the scrambled words, or if you want to put them in manually, then as you see here, it says ask for word or words separated by commas. You're going to put in the scrambled words separated by commas, just like you can see in the example. So then when you put in the words either through a file name or in this case we're putting in manually, then we're going to match these words against the word list. So in this case, we have OMRE, all capital letters. As you can see, we're matching it against two words that we have in our word list. So more and Rome. And make sure that you notice that it is case insensitive. And then for CTA, we match it with cat and act. Now, the real algorithm here is that when we see a scrambled word, we look at the characters, and then we take those characters and we go through each and every line to see if those characters match up with the current lines or the current words characters where order does not matter. So OMRE does match MORE because it's the same characters, just in different order. And the same thing goes for Rome. So that's how we unscramble the word. That's the basic algorithm behind it. And once we're done with that, then we say, do we want to continue? If we say yes, we start over the application. If we say no, then we close the application. So that's basically an example input and the example flow, if you will. In the next video, we'll be going over the algorithm and then the flowchart.